A wireless lavalier mic that'll work with your smartphone? Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this setup. All these pieces actually, well, except for my phone, everything else is part of the WinBridge wireless lavalier microphone set, and it's pretty sweet. So this unit with the little plug sticking out is the receiver. So you plug this into whatever device you want to work with, and then this is the transmitter, and you're thinking, oh, that's a cute little mic. Well, of course, you can plug in other mics. So one of the options you have here is you have a corded lavalier mic, which of course when you plug it into here means that it is cordless, and you can just have this like right here, and then you can have the transmitter maybe stuck to your back pocket or something. That's a pretty common way to do it. And then you run the wire inside your clothes so you don't see it. Very nice and elegant. Or you can even use this headset system. This could be really great if you're like a yoga instructor or something, because you can get this right in front of your mouth, and the rest of this is just hanging on the back of your head, sort of like this. And now you can talk totally hands-free, totally wirelessly, and all you have to do is actually plug this into the transmitter. Super easy to work with. So all three of these microphone sets all come with this. So why do they have this little one then? Well, one way I suppose you could use it if you really wanted to is you could do it something like this, and I could just literally clip this to my shirt, and now I could just do this. That's not really what this one's for. This one's more for being able to put on a stand so that you actually have it maybe just sitting in front of you and wirelessly. Now, what's the benefit of wirelessly? Distance. So you can have up to 100 feet between the transmitter and the receiver, which gives you a huge amount of flexibility. Now, I got a lot of specs, but let me just give you a quick demo with my iPhone.
Well, it's a sure bet if I was using the microphone built into my iPhone, you would not be hearing me anywhere near as clearly or as loudly as this audio. So, this is a great demonstration of the WinBridge wireless lav mic with my iPhone 12 Pro. Great. Let me switch things around again.
If you've ever played around with recording video on your smartphone, you know you have to be pretty darn close to get good audio. However, I will note if you listened carefully, there was a little tiny bit of buzz. So I haven't figured out if there's a way to actually change frequency on this. I don't think so. So that might be something where you need to experiment with location and placement, and on the transmitter and receiver, maybe having my phone a little further away from a buzzy electrical outlet or something would have made a difference. So it's not perfect, but boy, considering the price, it's crazy good. And what I showed you coming off of this, which is my iPhone 12 Pro, I can do the same thing with my laptop. So in that case, in both cases, in fact, you end up using this adapter. So here's the receiver. Remember, it has the plug sticking out. You plug it in to one of these. You plug this into your device. Why do they have the other one? So you can monitor with earbuds or headphones, right? Smart. So otherwise, if I do that with my phone, I'm out of luck. Now, those of you that are phone savvy are going to say, how exactly do you plug that into your phone? The answer is I had to bring my own adapter. This is a Lightning to 3.5 millimeter adapter. Pretty darn sure the phone comes with one. I actually like this third-party one, so it's a little complicated. There's a bunch of stuff going on, but there's my phone and there's my receiver all ready to go. And then I just need my transmitter so that I can actually hook up my microphone, and that's exactly how I did that recording. Easy enough. Then when you do playback, make sure you either listen through headphones or unplug fully, because a classic mistake is you leave this plugged in for the microphone and then you do playback and you're like, there's no sound at all. It clearly isn't working. It is working, but if you just have it like this, your phone will still think that this is an output device as well as an input device. You obviously don't need this adapter if you're using a different kind of phone, or a phone that actually has, hallelujah, a 3.5 millimeter jack on the phone itself or on your computer. Computers, all the computers I've seen at this point still have 3.5 millimeter jacks, and you can just plug this directly in. I plugged this into my MacBook Pro and then did a quick Zoom call, and it's really fun to do Zoom wirelessly because then I could take my computer into the kitchen and then I could just be walking around and cooking and still have it sound really good because that microphone stayed a constant 4 inches from my mouth. So really nice setup. Really, there's lots they've done right. So let's talk some specs. It is a UHF transmitter and receiver, so the range, like I said, up to 100 feet, depending on electrical characteristics and walls and metal ceilings and all sorts of stuff, but you get a lot of range with this. It comes with really a kind of ridiculous number of different wires. So here's my adapter wire that gives me 3.5 millimeter as a splitter, and you do need to do this. Even if this can plug in, you'll still need the adapter because, as you can see in this close-up, they're not the same plug. So there's a little adapter going on. Then microphone-wise, you get this tiny little stand mic. You get this wired lapel mic, and I'm a big fan of these. I use these a lot. And then you get the headset mic, so you can choose whichever one works best in your situation. They have 750 milliamp hour batteries, which gives you somewhere about 6 to 7 hours of actual recording or transmission time. Not recording, usage time, that's a better word, right? So I would say keep an eye on things. There are 4 LEDs at the bottom and it'll show you as the battery starts to go. Pay attention to that because boy, if you're recording, it's horrible to be 45 minutes into a 2-hour talk and realize it just died. So whenever I'm doing something like this, I charge everything up every single day, even if I only used it for 2 or 3 hours, just to make sure. Now, how do you charge it? Well, that's one of the things I'm not a huge fan of. They chose micro USB. It's just on the side of both of these, and it does come with a micro USB to USB 3 charging cable. I just don't like micro USB. I don't like having to worry about which orientation I plug in. And let's see, the only other thing to mention is that it does have a 3.5 millimeter to 1/4 inch adapter. So if you really want to, you can actually hook it up like this, and then you can plug this right into a PA system or a guitar amp or anything like that. And in fact, WinBridge also makes some really nice, completely self-contained amplifier systems. And this is a perfect pairing with that, where you plug this in and now you've got a nice amp sitting there in the front of the room, even as you wear this and you walk around and talk to people and just have that all working for you, all super easy. And when I tell you the price, you're going to be like, what? Really? That's pretty darn good. So let's see. I've covered all the wires here. Micro USB charge. It does auto pairing, which is really nice. You just pull it out of the box, turn them both on. And in fact, let me give you a close-up. They both actually look identical. So this is actually the receiver, but you can see it's basically just 4 buttons. That's all there is. Pretty easy to work with. And you have power, you have the Wi-Fi button, which is actually for pairing the 2 units, and then volume up and down. And I would recommend you try to get everything to be at the middle volume so that you don't get too much distortion or clipping or anything, but that's something you can either experiment with, or you can say, whatever, I don't care. Now, the only thing I will say is that this does work. I have demonstrated it and tested it with smartphones and computers. It won't work with my video camera. It won't work with the DSLR because those sort of devices expect what's known as phantom power. And those, typically on a receiver or on a microphone, there's a switch you turn on and then it's actually sending a little power down in addition. Easiest way to think about it is it's like it has a tiny little amplifier in it. So when I plugged this into my camera and tried to use it, what happened was the volume was so incredibly low it was not functional. Now, they don't say it's going to do that, so it's not like there's anything wrong. I'm just warning you, don't get this thinking you can use this with your fancy DSLR or your HD cam or whatever it is. That's not what this is for. But if you're working with your smartphone or your tablet or your computer or an amp or something, those work great. They don't need phantom power. They don't want phantom power. And that's exactly what this is for. Oh, and by the way, they are 1.5 ounces each. So this is ridiculously light. This is such a light and easy to work with setup that you can have something like this on your head and have this clipped to the back of your belt and you'll forget that it's on. So really important, don't forget that it's on, especially if you actually walk out of the room and have a conversation with someone, right? famous examples of all sorts of stuff happening for professional speakers where they've gone to, for example, the bathroom without realizing their microphone's still hot. So don't be that person. And that's really it. It's everything you see is what it comes with. There's no carrying bag. There's no superfluous stuff. Bring your own carrying bag. They are rechargeable, so you don't have to worry about batteries or anything like that. Just charge it before you use it every time and you'll be good to go. Works with smartphones, works with computers, works with an amp or something. If you want to sing and you want to be able to be walking around, maybe at church, and you have like the amp or you're plugged into their PA system while you're singing as you're walking up and down the aisles or something, perfect. It'll work beautifully for that. Okay, only thing left to talk about is the price. But before we get to the price, I'm going to ask you if you don't mind clicking on that subscribe button. Really, really appreciate it if you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Really helps me out, and hopefully it's good stuff and it'll help you out too. All right, then we are down to the wire. This is the WinBridge wireless lavalier microphone set, and it is $49 at Amazon.com. $49 will give you the ability, gives you all of this. It'll give you the ability to record off your smartphone from 50 feet away from your phone, and you can do fun things like walk toward your phone while you're talking. Really fun. It's great for video conferencing. It could be great for things like TikTok. Definitely worth checking out. That buzz, be aware of it. It might take a little experimentation to get perfect audio, but honestly, at this price, it's fun just to have it to play with. So, that's all I got. I will catch you in my next video.